Good day, good day. Good day, good day. It's a beautiful day in your neighborhood. A beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Would you be our neighbor? I feel good. I feel great. I feel terrific. I feel good. I feel great. I feel terrific. I feel good. I feel great. I feel terrific. I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart, down in my heart, down in my heart. I've got that joy, 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 joy down in my heart, down in my heart today. I've got that joy, 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 joy down in my heart, down in my heart. Down in my heart, I've got that joy, 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 joy. Down in my heart, down in my heart to stay. Turn them off and light a candle. You see, tonight I'm in a sexy mood. Yeah. Basically, I sort of got the voice inspiration from the actor that was on Stargate, SG1. I was watching an interview where he spoke about what his actual voice tone is, and I realized that I've been speaking in an altered voice tone myself because normally I would speak a lot slower and a lot lower. So this show is going to be in that aspect. The new title is for the new curve, which is an actual complete alignment rather than a about face. PCF Home, America's best, or let's see how I'm gonna make sure I say it correctly. America's best built homes. I don't even care. Let me make sure I'm saying this correctly. So I definitely don't want to get it right. I mean wrong. Okay, open this up, and that says, oh, PCF Home, America's best built homes. We are not the builders. However, are construction consultants who work with general contractors as well as builders in your local area to create the best America's best built homes. Why we actually say that is because we work with the best and we do our best to create that for you. In addition to, unlike many other concepts, we actually work with people in the neighborhood of the home to actually create the home, whether there are jobs or there are positions where people can actually assist us with the shotcrete insulated steel homes. No longer am I saying concrete. Actually, that's completely wrong. I was talking with Mr. Dana Lilly of American Concrete Homes, and I was just sitting around. I was like, wait a minute. At first I wasn't toting shotcrete because I know everybody didn't know what it is. But what it is a pressurized version of concrete that's mixed with a substrate in order to become more pliable, thereby creating a more pliable, functionable, sturdier home that is allowed to withstand over 200-mile-per-hour winds. In addition to, as you see the video that is playing in the background, cars being dropped on it. They have also withstood RPG rounds and bullets. But you don't need all that. You just want a wonderful home. And that's all we're looking to create for you. The new swing of America's best built homes is to actually show you that there is an alternative. There is an alternative to all the horror stories you hear of how homes are built and how they're built with substandard materials and are and you buy a home thinking you have the best in it and you find out you don't. Not only was it not built conformably, it was built with substandard materials. And I'm not talking about substandard as far as whether it's wood, concrete, or ICF or shotcrete insulated steel. I'm talking about, I forget what they call it. It's either builder code or something where the actual builder or contractor or crews, well, not even contractor and crews, it's either the builder or the actual buyer. It can be the actual investor choosing what materials are to be used on the home. And the actual builder or general contractor might not even really want to use those materials. However, that developer might actually hunt to find someone who will use those materials. And what you get is these homes that you are charged completely full market rate for. And if you're in a bidding war with someone, you actually overpay for a home that is built with materials that were substandard or just builder grade. You don't want to buy a home where everything is just meets the code. One of the things that EVG 3D has done in shotcrete insulated steel is to actually be above code before the build, after the build, and for over the last 40 years. So now, as I mentioned before, the concept of the various 8 steps when you're out looking for your home, you want to find out and you want to ask these people, how are you? Don't even, everybody doesn't have to have a home as a consultant through me or through PCF Home and its consultants. When you go to your actual builders and you're looking to build, ask them, what is the grade of materials that will be going into my home? Will they be above code? Will they be above grade? Or will they be uh, just good enough? And, we actually provide a list of the things that go into our homes. I've been actually taking some of my tutelage from Henry Ford as far as the direction of how to bring out a product with that type of mindset that's durable, elegant, and comfortable. And then upon researching, and I have to be honest, I was not planning on building homes in Detroit, Michigan. I was not. I knew I would one day, not. I wasn't planning on. I can't say. Well, let's say this. I wasn't planning to be a part of homes being built in Detroit, Michigan. However, God always has a different plan than I do. Inside of that, I started to study and learn of the areas of which my mother would take me for the Christmas season. Anyone who's had the beautiful privilege, I say privilege, even though it's open to the public, of attending the Boston Edison home tours would know what I mean. These homes were grandiose, not only in the front facade, also in the way they were built. There are homes in these areas that are actually, you wouldn't know it after I've been doing my study on Detroit, are actually two family flats. However, because of Robert Finn, an excellent architect back in the 1910s and 20s, he created a style of which is amazing to me called quiet luxury, which is the style of which we are aligned with. And anybody who's actually known me, quiet luxury is something on my mindset. I may have had different life swings and different moves. However, you've always seen style. So, in this mindset of quiet luxury, Robert Finn created these amazing mansions, some of them being single family residential, some of them actually being two family. And these two family residents look like your everyday mansion. However, they're actually a location where a home buyer or a single family person could buy a home for themselves and then have their family member, let's just say another veteran or someone else, live in the other location. And that's one of the things that's available to people now. If you're thinking of buying a home, what you want to think about is this. This is a new day, America. It's time to, as we've heard uh, Mr. Sean Carter say in a recent interview, it's time to take the offensive. So, thinking from that mindset, instead of sitting back and seeing what's being done, what can you do? So, if you're going to buy a home, you could buy a home and live there for a little while. And while you're living there, actually give another home to someone else. One of the benefits of shotcrete insulated steel, or whoever you actually decide to purchase your home with, is to ask them if they can make it as much as possible, either into two separate residences, even maybe perhaps separating the yards in the back, or that way you have your two separate residences as opposed to just you have your two, like I said, as opposed to two family flat, you might have your duplex or at least two separate yards where each family or each household can enjoy the space. In addition to adding on another thing, which gives you such a thing as asking them how soundproof is the structure you're going to build, you're going to create for me. And inside of that, you can actually live in a what would normally you would pay for an apartment, you could actually pay for a duplex and live in one side and have your tenant paying the other side. There are things such as the DSCR loans, which is I think it's debt service credit ratio, or I forget what I forgot to research it. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot the old classic. I am on a computer. Let's see, DSCR loan. It's not exactly what it stands for. However, qualify with rental income. So what you're basically doing is, let me see if I can see what DCR stands for. Because what you're basically doing is you are qualifying for the loan. Debt service coverage ratio. That's what it is. Debt service coverage ratio. What you're doing is you're qualifying for your home loan off, or the investment loan or whatever type of loan, off of the actual income from the unit. And with The lending guidelines, you can actually have up to a 4 unit and live in one of the units and then rent out the remaining or lease out the remaining units, or even do something really swingy. And why don't you do something like, you know, you could either do that 1 unit or even ask and see if it's possible to sell those as condos and get your money right off and be done with it. Ask your loan officer about that one. Boy, that's a good one. I've never heard of that before. That's a different idea. I got to ask my guy about that. Now, that's a swinger. That is a home run. That is a grand slam. Was not talking about the swinging lifestyle. So, in the mindset of Robert Finn and Quiet Luxury, there are some amazing homes that are in Detroit, which actually are many mansions and as known to other areas of the country. So when you're in your mindset of what type of home you plan to create for yourself, be in the mindset that you can actually create a home that's for yourself and for another person and for your tomorrow and your family. So let's say you buy a 4 unit or even duplex or a triplex and you live in one, rent out two, live there for like a year or two. You might move out if you have children. Your child might remain in that 1 unit while they're in college, while you're actually living in another home. Then your child actually leaves and goes and does starts to do their life or lives there continually, and they actually either take rent or whatever, however decision you decide. And when they move out, they already know how to actually handle a rental property. So when they actually go buy a home for themselves, they might replicate the same thing. You don't have to keep doing the same single family residential. You can actually do a multifamily as far as a duplex, a two-family flat, a triplex, or a fourplex or a 4 unit to actually take you to your tomorrow, which is creating a home for someone else while creating a home and a portfolio for yourself. So that was today's thoughts on the amazing thing of PCF Home, the amazing thing of America, the consultant behind America's Best Built Homes, or consultant for America's Best Built Homes. When you're looking for a home, look for what's the best. And that's what we do for when we choose the type of products and type and way the home is built. Right now, PCF Home is gratefully in Florida, Michigan. Oh, excuse me. Florida has 256 Ravenswood and 2163 and 2167 Flagstaff. Flagstaff property being a double lot, which is actually in Punta Gorda, which can have one home or two homes on it. The lot in Port Charlotte is a single family residential home as well, which can have one single family home on it. The lot in Flagstaff could be an income property and your own property. We're doing a rebrand down there and changing home styles for the home we had on market. Why? Because we didn't have enough nibbles. So now we're going to look at a different home style and we'll showcase that next week on the show. If you're actually on Facebook, please notify or watch our Your Story to see the different homes that we will be suggesting as possibilities for new locations. And we really would appreciate if you do the classic of like, share, subscribe, in addition to just giving a thumbs up or a thumbs down, even on your story to the home we're choosing, or a heart or a suggestion for the home we're choosing. Look forward to what we're doing in Michigan. Look forward to what we're doing in Florida. Look forward to what we're doing in Tennessee. Look forward to what we're doing in California. Are you in a media area where you are constantly having people ask you about weird things like, or you might be a place where people just might be a great market for a new construction home, please reach out to us at PCF. That's P as in port, C as in Charlotte, F as in Florida, home 2023 at gmail.com and become a part of our marketing team. If you would like a home built, you can always reach out to us at P as in port, C as in Charlotte, F as in Florida, home 2023 at gmail.com to get one of America's best built homes. If you would like to reach out to us by phone, you can reach out to the office at area code or United States code 1, area code 941-218-0268. That's 941-218-0268. As well as you with modern technology can also text the office and we will respond back to you a lot swifter than a call. Only reason why I say that, unfortunately, I've seen that I've been standing right next to the phone. You know how it is, and you don't know somebody actually calls you. So texting doesn't hurt, and we will call you back at our earliest convenience. Looking to actually make that first step and just see what it's like getting ready for a new home? Why don't you go to P as in port, C as in Charlotte, F as in Florida, home.com and take a look at your possibilities. If you go to PCF Home Americas on YouTube, you can look at the various choices of homes available. In addition to checking our actual profile of Walter Andrew Boykin, which shows the various homes that some of our house plans companies have available for style for the build, along with our videos showing the actual interiors of the home. As going alignment of old school, we'll be recreating the effect of the classic old school brochure, which will give you the area as well as the types of items in your home. So we're doing something old with something new. PCF Home, America's best built homes. Did I say that right? Yes. Thank you very much for tuning in today. Thanks for the memories of tuning in today. Today was a different way. We took a different page. Sometimes you have to gauge and go a different way. So thank you so much. This has been WA, the PCF Home, America's best built homes. Have a good day. Have a good week. And have a good life. Bye bye.